Hi. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to share today's project with you. Just real quick, I'm going to show you what we're making. How adorable is this? It is I think the text is backwards for you. Sorry about that. It does say so much joy, but we're going to make this adorable spring basket with one of my favorite retiring products called the Countryside Corners dies. I have used those dies on so many things, and I'm going to share just a few of the projects that I found that I still had to show you the versatility of this die set. Before we get into the project today, just some reminders. Let's see, we have the last chance the last chance list. There are select items on sale. So make sure when you are shopping my online Stampin' Up! Store, you can find that at simplysweetinkdesigns.com. There's a shopping link there. Make sure that you stop by and you check out that last chance list because there are items that are retiring. You want to make sure that you're not missing out on something that's on your shopping list and then it's gone. And the Countryside Corners dice is one of those items, and I'm surprised it's still available. I think it's normally $32, $34 for the regular price, and it's on sale right now for $19.60 for US pricing. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining me, sweet friend. All right, so let's see. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, yes. Let me flip my camera down. Okay, so tomorrow is the very last day to sign up for my Sweet Creations Club with the Everyday You and Me bundle. And I'm going to show with you because I'm pairing it with a product, which for the life of me, what is the name of it? Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Oh, and I have it hidden. Oh, I think I got rid of the insert, the little backing. This is a really cool set of laser cuts that are pre-printed with a bunch of sentiments, and I did not write it down and I don't have it with me. So anyway, I thought I would share with you how you can stamp with your sentiments, or you can just take those quick and easy, pop them out and add them to your projects. So these are, you're going to be making, here's the set you're going to be making. And in the tutorial, there is also these alternates to show you how you can use those pre-printed sentiments. But it's going to be making 4 cards and a treat box. So that's just another example of how you can substitute out your sentiments. Another one, just an idea. And you have this so much joy, and then the Happy Mother's Day. And then making, oh my gosh, I am like totally not with it. I have lost. I bet it's in the other room. I've been prepping for the club. There is a box. There's like a little treat box. I apologize. I don't have it. I guess I've been working on tutorials, working on the project kits, and I must have left it in the other room. But those are the 4 cards for you. So anyway, sorry about that. I am obviously not totally prepared today. So registration does close for my Sweet Creations Club on tomorrow, April 5th, 2025. So if you would like to do this project kit, it is $43 if you're part of my Sweet Creations Club. That is a monthly subscription, and it includes $20 to $24 in consumable supplies, the email PDF tutorial, and shipping to you in the United States. Or you can just try the kit for 1 month for $48. So if you are interested in trying it out, there is a link to message me, or there should be, to message me on how to request the 1 month kit for the April Sweet Creations Club. Now, my next craft along, it was originally going to be scheduled on Tuesday, April 22nd, but I'm having a procedure the day before. It's an outpatient procedure, not anything major deal, but I'm probably going to still be recovering on the 22nd, so I had to bump it back a week to April 29th, and it's going to be featuring the Tags to Go bundle to make 4 cute little projects, 3 cards, and a suitcase treat box. So if you would like to do this project kit, then send me a message. And if unfortunately, I don't have the screen to see if I have that message there, but you can always go to my blog, simplysweetinkdesigns.com, clicked on that connect tab, and there's an option to send me a message that way. All right, so it's going to include half a pack of the paper. You're going to get a full package of the twine, full package, excuse me, of the puppy stickers, and of course those pre-cut project supplies. The time for the craft along on April 29th will be at 2 o'clock Central Time. So if you're in a different time zone, do the math. And I look forward to you joining me to make these projects. All right, let's see. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be making today. No, I feel like, no, no, no. Oh my gosh, I got one thing I almost forgot. Okay, so while you're shopping, okay, make your shopping list. I am doing my bundle bonanza sale right now. And so many of you have already taken advantage of this, but if you have not, I encourage you, go check out my bundle bonanza. I don't think I have that link in there for you, but I will add it here after today's live. But for every $50 order increment that you spend with me in a retail order in my Stampin' Up! Store, I'm going to give to you a free retired bundle from my personal craft stash. All right. So you do want to register first. That way you can go look and see what bundles I still have available before you shop, because I would hate for you to shop, spend the money with that order, and then you come back and the item that you wanted isn't there. So I'm just going to share with you some of the items that are still left. I had quite a few go, but I still got some really good ones left. So just going to really quickly kind of go through the bundles that I have. And like I said, if you spend $50, you get one free bundle. If you spend $100, you get 2 free bundles. Got some really good ones. There's a couple of like this one. I'm surprised I still have it. That's a really good one. The Sending Cheer, Sharon Milkshake's a good one. Sweet Conversations. Oh, this one's a cute one too. Sweet Little Stockings. That's a really good one if you got a sports fan in your life. And then I have some punch bundles as well. So let me show you just some of them like that. And this one is an oldie, but a goodie. And it also comes with a punch. So I've got those. So if any of these have been on your, I'm surprised this one's still here, the Trucking Along. I thought that would have gone a long time ago. All right, so if any of those are on your wish list or something you would like to get free, then all you gotta do is spend $50 in my store before tax and shipping, and I will send it to your way free. Okay, and that does end on next Saturday, April 12th, unless I run out of my bundles. All right. Okay, so let's get into the project today. It is featuring the Countryside Corners dies. Which one of y'all? I see some of you are on. Kelly, Mary Alice, Cliffy, Julie, Noreen, Liz. Do y'all already have this? I bet y'all do. I bet you do. But if you don't have it, I'm going to encourage you to get it. And if you're coming back and watching the replay, you're going to want to add this to your list. And I'm going to tell you why, because it is probably one of the top die sets that I have used in so many projects. So I'm going to share just a few projects that I kind of found when I was going through stuff today that I have made using the Countryside Corners dies. Do y'all remember this one? If you, maybe you weren't watching me back then, but I made a mini coffee maker. This is on my YouTube channel, so you can always go back, watch the replay of that video. Just look up the mini coffee maker. I think it's under Latte Love. Then this really cute, sweet cup and like a little treat holder. This is so cute. Again, even the handle was used making the Countryside Corners dies. Is it Maria? I think it's Maria or Marla. I can't read it very well. Add these dies to your list. You're gonna love them. And then also this one too, really cute. You can make a little pumpkin out of it with just layering those dies. And then today, and I've made other things too. So a lot of this is out there on my YouTube channel. I just don't have everything. And then we are going to make today this cute little basket. And super sweet. We're kind of, you'll probably notice using some products that I've been showing you over the last several weeks. So I'm hoping I'm giving you tons of ideas on how to use the Everyday You and Me bundle, as well as the Beautiful Butterflies bundle. If you don't have the Beautiful Butterflies bundle, you can substitute with other things as well. But just a really sweet, simple basket. I'm going to share with you how to make it. But I had to use this Everyday Happiness Designers Series paper one more time in giving these Countryside Corners dies a sweet farewell. So just going to show you some of the things that I have shared with you over the past few weeks. So you can go back and watch them on my YouTube channel. I showed you how to make a cross card. I showed you how to make the cross treat box. I showed you how to make a home decor piece. And then we had last Tuesday, we had the Beautiful Butterflies craft along. And so I showed you ways that you can use that really beautiful Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper. And then of course, my Sweet Creations Club is also featuring that paper as well. So you could add that to your list as well when you're shopping. For today's project though, so you can just hang out and relax. Don't worry about writing measurements, okay? I am gonna provide you the quick measurements today, but don't worry about it, okay? You can either take a screenshot if you really want to. Let me see. Can you see that right there? It's kind of hard. My Restream logo is right there in the corner. You're probably wondering, Deborah, why have you not switched over and bought the paid Restream version? Well, the reason why is because I paid about $800 for the annual plan on StreamYard and had problems with it. Hoping they'll fix those issues. I'm doing so much better on Restream, but I'm just not ready to pull the plug and spend another $450. So bear with me while I kind of work through this and decide or figure out what I want to do. So anyway, yes, there is that Restream logo in there because I am using the free version, but hopefully you can see everything there, but don't worry about it. If you're on my email list, you're going to get this project sheet sent into your inbox at 3 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. So you'll have everything, all the measurements, all the pictures that you need, all the supplies that I used today, okay? So just hang tight. If you're not on my email list, you can look in the video description and it will show you how you can opt into my email list. It's free to join. You get tired of hearing from me, you can easily unsubscribe. It's no big deal, all right? Okay, so to make today's project, like I said, I'm just using the stamps today from the Everyday You and Me bundle. But if you want to see what the bundle looks like, it comes with some coordinating dies for the flowers. And then this is the bundle for the beautiful butterflies. Right there, really beautiful. But I only use just those right there for the little small butterfly. And this is back in stock. I know several of you were wanting it. Those who ordered it from me, I have ordered them. I will be shipping them next week. I know a lot of you have club kits that I'll be sending them in. So be on the lookout for this bundle to come in with your kit. And if I have anything else that I'm sending to you, I'll make sure and include it if you ordered it from me. Okay, let's get in the supplies for today. We are first, and I did die cut out a lot of this ahead of time because I really want to focus on some of the mechanisms or some of the scoring part. It's really, really easy, but I really wanted to focus more on that than I did showing you how to die cut because I think you already know how to die cut. All right, so what I did to start off with, I used the very largest die from the Countryside Corners dies, took the largest one. I die cut out a label in thick white cardstock. Then I die cut out another label in the Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper. So what I want to do now is I want to cut it, basically cut it in half. Of course, this die is just a smidge over 5 inches. So we're going to do a couple of cuts. You know what? I'm not going to do that. What we're going to do first is I'm going to actually glue this on top. That way I can just make one cut between both layers. So what I would recommend doing, and it's a little bit different than the tutorial, but you get an alternate idea because I did put this tip in the tutorial or in the project sheet for you, is you can go ahead and you can glue this on first before you cut. And I think that may be a little bit easier way to do it. But I'd already taken my pictures from my tutorial and it works that way as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let this dry really well. Oops, no, need to move that over. Press down. Okay, so once we have these two layers together, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it down to 2.5. So I'm going to bring my trimmer out and I'm going to line up the left edge of the angled part of my die right there. I'm going to line it up at 2.5. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. Let me see if I can show you. It is just a smidge longer on the other side, maybe by a 1/16, 1/8. So I'm going to trim the other side too because I want them to be the same length. It's about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to trim off just that little bit. Let's get rid of it so that we have 2 equal pieces so they match for the basket. All right, that's the easy part. The next part, it's not hard, I promise, and I will show you how I got to it. I will reveal to you my secrets, I promise. Okay, how I got to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of thick white cardstock, and it is called the connector. So this is our connector piece here. It is 2.5 by 7.5. And then I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to show you the score lines here in a minute, but I want to go ahead and show you the designer series paper. The designer series paper strip measures 1.5 by 7.5. So same length, just a little bit more narrow. So I'm going to pull out my scoreboard. and I'm going to share with you the measurements that I scored at. And then I'm going to tell you how I got to those measurements because it's really easy. So if you ever have something that's similar to this, a die that you know how you can adapt my measurements and create your own. So we're going to first start off with the long side of the thick white cardstock along the top. We're going to score, and unfortunately I can't do both. Can I get both in there? We're going to score at 1 5/8. 2 7/8, then at 4 5/8, and then lastly at 5 7/8. Now, I'm just going to tell you, I did this exact same thing, same score lines for the piece of designer series paper, just to show you it's the exact same score lines. Now what I'm going to do is we are going to take some paper snips. And you know, I'm going to burnish this first. So I'm going to burnish all my score lines. And you don't necessarily need to do it for the designer series paper. You don't really need to burnish those score lines, but you do want to burnish the score lines for your connector piece. And so we got them all nice and pliable. Now, this is the really important part. The most key part of doing this is you're going to cut angles, and you want to cut some pretty sharp angles here. You want them, and you're just going to go along each score line and notch them out. And just going to do it on the other side as well. And this is what's going to help us make the turns at each of the angles, is by having these notches. If you do sewing, I actually, when I was younger, I used to make my own clothes. And anytime you had to like go around a corner of something, you would notch it. And so that's basically what we're doing here to make it around the corners for our basket. All right, so here's where we have. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we're going to attach these. But I'm going to tell you first how I actually came up with these score lines. And I want to share that with you. So if you ever need to adapt this for something else, you know how to do it. So what I did is I started off with my front of my basket or back of my basket. I took my ruler and I put it along one edge. And I determined from that the measurement was at 1 5/8. And then once I had that, I lined it up at 1 5/8. I rotated it. My next measurement was at 2 7/8. So I just kept going around and around, and that is how I came up with the score lines for the connector piece. Very, very easy to do. All you gotta do is just measure whatever your piece is that you're trying to put your connector on. All right, so a little tip for you that I found was the most easiest was to add glue to your center connector pieces. And then you're going to take the more narrow edge and you're going to line it up. You're going to want to make sure it's between those score lines. And you're going to do the same thing for this piece as well. Okay. All right. I'm going to let that set up for a little bit, let my glue dry, and I'm going to work on doing the sentiment. So for that, I have a sentiment circle that I measured new. Let me measure that real quick. It is about 2 1/8 inch. Okay. So I'm going to take my pretty peacock ink pad and I'm going to take the sentiment that says "so much joy," and I'm just going to stamp right there on my circle. Ooh, I don't like that. It did not turn out well. Oh, it's gonna have to work. Sorry, I'll just have to fix it later because I don't have another circle. All right, kind of messed up on my stamping a little bit, but y'all don't notice, right? Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're just gonna go around, add glue to our 1/2 inch tabs here, And we're just going to start gluing them around the perimeter of the front and the back of our box. You see how that comes together? And then we'll just do the same for the back, and that is how we make the base of our box. Really super simple. So let's just go around, let's add some glue. And I would recommend just doing a few at a time. Don't jump too far ahead, because you do really want to press down and get them lined up well. So I kind of only do about 2 at a time. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over and we're going to glue the other piece together. Make our basket. And I just realized I forgot to cut a piece. I'm going to have to do that real quick. I forgot to cut the handle. I didn't even write down the measurement. I'll have to look on my project sheet for that. Okay, so once you have your basket together, let's let that set up and dry for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this handle because I forgot to cut it. Let me see what that measurement was. It is, I know it's here. I know I wrote it down. Oh, it's a 1 by 1/8 inch strip of Lost Lagoon cardstock. All right, let's go ahead and get that cut. Okay. All right. So this is going to be for our handle, but you want a little tip for this. When you're trying to rotate something, sometimes you can get creases in it. So I always recommend take a pencil, take a bone folder, and just gently curl it so that you don't get those creases in it. All right, there you go. So now we're good to go. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, you know what, I don't want to do that next. Let's do this. Let's take the piece of designer series paper. Remember, this one has the score lines, same as our connector piece. So I'm just going to give them a little burnish here, just real quick. And then we're going to go around and we're going to glue it around the edge of our box just to kind of give it a little bit more decoration. You can leave it white if you want to. And you're just going to keep going around. Until you get to the other side. And there you go. All right, so we got the front, we got the back, we got the side done. Now we're ready to add on our handles. So for the handles, I would say give it a good, maybe 1.5 inches glue adhesive right there. And then you're gonna adhere it right here on the front. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the circles to cover our ends. And you do wanna make sure that you get it well adhered before you do the next one. And then we're going to do the next one again, about 1.5 inches down. And we're going to glue this one on, the other handle on. This would be super cute for Easter or a little treat for a coworker or a teacher. Okay. There we go. So there is our handle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take here on the front, I'm going to pop up the circle, my sentiment with dimensionals. Cover up the end of my handle there. And then on the back, what I did is I want to just add a cute little whimsy. So I'm doing the little butterfly there. And for that, I die cut out I do need another circle. Again, another 2 1/8 inch circle for the other side. I die cut out the base of the butterfly in Lost Lagoon cardstock, the outline in Pretty Peacock, and then I did the body in Wild Week. And I just looked in the Wild Week cardstock. It looks like it is sold out. It was a retiring color, and I think it's gone. So to do the butterfly, I'm going to just add a little glue down the center here. And then I'm going to glue the body. Put that down the center. Just line it up with the length of the body there, the center of the butterfly. I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. And let's put it on the circle. And then what I want to do is I just want to kind of take it, splay the wings just a little bit so it looks like it's flying. And then I'm going to add a couple more dimensionals on the back. And then we're going to put it on our box. And then we're just going to bling it up with some of the gold weave ribbon. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to cover up the other end of our handle. And there you go. All right, last thing I'm going to do is I went ahead and I pre-did the bow. I was like, I'm not going to try to do that because it's very stretchy. If you have played with this weave ribbon, it's very, very stretchy, but it's such a pretty accent to projects without like taking too much away from them. So you can put, it's totally up to you. You could put the bow on the front. You could put it on the butterfly side. I think I'm going to put it on the butterfly side just to be a little bit different, or you could put it on both. Really bling it up if you want to. All right, so that is the project. However, I wanted to share with you. Let's say, hopefully you have the Countryside Corners dies. You're not going to like pass them up, okay? So if you don't have them, you're going to want to order them. But let's say they're sold out and you want to make this project. I'm going to share with you how you can do that. So you can take a piece of thick, basic white cardstock, measures 3.5 by 5. Then what you can do is from each corner, mark it at 7/8 of an inch on all 4 corners, and then just snip off the corners. Then follow the rest of the directions, just like I described them in today's video, and that will be in the project sheet tomorrow. And then you're good to go. Everything should line up just perfectly. Now, I will tell you, after you do this, if you do decide to do it manually, you're probably going to want the Countryside Corners dies because this is the pain to do it that way. But if you're just going to make one and you want to try it, this is a way you could do it without the Countryside Corners dies, just as an alternate idea for you. All right, guys, I'm going to look and see if there's any questions. Yes, a May Day basket, a Mother's Day basket. That would be nice. Kathy made a coffee maker for a friend. Oh, the mini coffee maker. Good. I know that was so fun. That was that was a little bit of a challenge figuring out those measurements, but it was a fun project to do. Okay. All right, guys, I am going to flip over. I want to say goodbye to you. I hope that you'll have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining me. Again, don't forget about my bundle bonanza. You can get a free retired bundle from my stash for every $50 order increment. You can always shop my store at simplysweetinkdesigns.com. And guys, y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday. Bye.